Good evening, everyone. Live from Skye for the finale of this phenomenal experience. And John and I are getting on planes tomorrow to go in completely different directions, but we've had just a magnificent experience here. And we just wanted to come on to say thanks. John, how you doing, hon?
Yeah, I'm good. I think, like I alluded to in a video yesterday, and like I've told yourself, I'm pretty tired because if it was just running the retreats with you, it would have been more of a walk in the park. But there's been other business stuff going on in the background, which is out the way now. So, having gotten through the 9 or so weeks together as fantastically as we have, despite the challenges that I've kind of faced, I think, wow, how much more potential is there for the future when I'm unshackled? And you know, it's like I said before, it's the first time that I've consistently produced this amount of food, this type of food for that amount of time. And yeah, I'm so excited to improve on what I've done and make it even better for the next one, and just keep pushing
about your food. Absolutely raving about your food. So yeah, and obviously you're selling the hotel, you've got 2 young girls, Marcy was doing her training, anybody that's sold anything knows the paperwork and the legalities and the lawyers, and so you played a blinder. Well done. There's a bit of a delay. Can you hear me all right? I'm saying, can you hear me? No, you can't. You can't hear me, can you?
Hi, yeah, I can. Yeah, there's a wee bit of a delay.
Dropping out, yeah. So what was your biggest takeaway from it? With all the people that came here, what was the thing
picking you up?
What was the thing that sort of surprised you most, or what was your biggest takeaway from the Heal In? No, I'm not. You're not. Let me just see if I can. Sorry, guys. I'll see if we can get John back here. He's totally frozen. So yeah, so we ran 14 back-to-back retreats I arrived here on the 3rd of January until today. We finished with Theta Healing at 3 o'clock today. It finished up. So there was 13 of us here learning how to heal using the Theta method, which you can use on yourself, and you can obviously also use on your family, friends, and clients. It's just a phenomenal modality. And what was incredible is that everybody that's come here, it's all weaved together beautifully. Because like I said, if I'd really put a lot of conscious thought into running 14 retreats in January and February, I might not have done it. But there was some kind of divine guidance that brought the right people here at the right time. And really every single retreat we saw quite remarkable. John's away to try and get on a better Wi-Fi connection. We saw some remarkable healings, and see if we can get him back on here. And obviously John's food, and I know because I usually cook the food at my own retreats, and Claire and I are big into. Is that better? So the food's a really huge part.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah. Can you hear me? I think you're freezing a wee bit again.
And the signal's not great and the Wi-Fi's not much better. Let me move.
So yeah, I'm just saying that, and like John really.
Let me know if this improves at all.
We both see the food as medicine.
Any better?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah. I'm just saying that we both see the food as the medicine, and you can't really accentuate enough the difference that even people that would never eat so many vegetables and so much diversity, as far as we're aware, every single person was just saying, wow, they couldn't believe how good the food was and the difference that it made to how they felt. Bowels moving properly, which is clearly exactly what needs to happen when you want to heal. And I know that you said to me, I'm just scratching the surface with the food. We're going into the whole foraging and going into all the possibilities for bringing Self-Health and Heal Scotland together to really make it the most powerful package possible. So I know you're excited to not have all these distractions that you've had in the background and really focus in on the medicine that we know, as Hippocrates said it, let food be your medicine. So what was your kind of biggest takeaway? Was there anything that really kind of surprised you, or had you kind of like going, wow, I didn't expect that? Or
I think, I've been surrounded by that kind of food for a wee while now, but I think what my biggest takeaway was, and it kind of reinforced how much people enjoyed it, even those folk who it wasn't their norm, and that they just embraced it and gave it a shot. Because I think that's the biggest unknown to me is, so many people in Scotland are stuck in the same habits of eating the same old stuff, and I'm desperate to start something in a community somewhere where that's what's consistently provided. And it's like, how many people are going to take a chance and try something different? And then the hope would be that they try it consistently over even just a few weeks. And then I want them to feel the difference that I felt after a few weeks of doing that. And then it's like you feel something that you can't ignore. And we can still have naughty things quite frequently if we want to, but the main thing is the balance of the naughty things and the better stuff being redistributed in a much bigger favour of the good stuff.
Well, the thing is with your naughty things, that there's still lots of, the desserts that you made for us, my God, they were absolutely delicious. And, so I think at least, even if there's sugar or maple syrup or honey in there, at least people are getting a lot of fibre, a lot of fat. So it's still a much, much better option than just processed sugar and man-made carbs.
Yeah, it's absorbed by the body, which is going to make a huge difference to your reaction after it, and how the body reacts to, none of the sugar spikes that you get from most of the rubbish that's out there. And when it's going through your system with some fibre and some fat, and less sugar overall as well, then it's going to be so much more gentler to you and conducive of a better rest of your day.
Absolutely, and a stable blood sugar.
Something was in my head there about another thing.
More stable blood sugar means more emotionally stable as well, and also without these kind of energy dips that very often people can get. And the diversity and the fibre, because as you know, I like to eat meat, and I've really not eaten very much meat by now, and also the intermittent fasting. Just 2 meals a day now seems like absolutely plenty.
Yeah. No, totally. And there's nothing wrong with, there's plenty right with me. I think the hard thing with catering for so many people with diverse tastes and needs is that the vegan options tick more boxes than not. But yeah, I think going forward, we want to be working with a lot more local farmers and crofters, because what these animals are eating, especially in Scotland and this fertile land we've got, they're eating gold, and then they're becoming that. And yeah, there's so much that we can benefit from eating venison off the hill and fat sheep and cows that have been farmed in a manner. It's an absolute no-brainer. It's not for everyone. Another takeaway that I wanted to mention was the fact that I'd never done any kind of cooking class before the retreats, and I think we did three within the 2 months, and they were great in terms of giving me confidence and really believing that it's something that I can put together going forward and take to the communities.
I know. So, and we're going to the Polar Bear Club because Kenny was just absolutely, he loved it up here, obviously. And I was like, well, let's take the travel in to the Polar Bear Club and see, you know, the idea that we have, like, are people open to it and are people willing to try new food? Because it can be very challenging. Remember when Jamie Oliver tried to get the kids eating healthy and the mums were sneaking in all the crap food, because it's like people don't really understand the benefits, but like you actually felt it in your own body. And I love that when you say, you know, feeling better is maybe only a week away, you know, and I just think that's incredible because we always tend to think it's too out of our reach, you know?
Yeah. 100%.
And it's absolutely not. And it is a willingness. If we are looking to go, right, well, can we get people in Scotland eating better food so that they feel better, so that their mental health's better, so that kids' behaviour, you know, it becomes a bit more even and balanced. It requires people getting on board. And that's why, obviously, you're just so passionate. And your kids are great. I see them eating these chocolate balls. My grandkids loved them when you came to Tarbert Festival. It's about finding ways and creating new habits, really, isn't it?
Aye. And it's about re-education as well. You know, a lot of folk were talking about a cookbook and stuff, but like I'm saying, I'd rather put my energy into creating a space that people can both experience it and be educated in doing it for themselves as well. Just now, like a recipe book that I would produce, all the recipes that would be in it already exist out there. I'm not making any of this up myself. They're things that already exist. I've just gone to look for it. And if people can start to get comfortable with doing 2 or 3 of these dishes themselves, then they'll feel comfortable going to look for that themselves as well. And essentially, I don't want to have to do any of this. I can't be bothered doing any of this. But what startles me is the lack of people that are doing it. So hopefully within a few years, more people will appear and I'll be able to put my feet up and do breathwork sessions and all the amazing stuff that you were doing, and the next generation can take it on.
Absolutely. Well, we've got big plans anyway, haven't we? Like I was just saying to Jen as well about teaching theta healing to the masses, teaching breathwork to the masses, and getting this going in every community, because that's what has to happen. You know, you were there when we talked at the end of my retreat, when everybody's concern was, how can I maintain feeling this good? It's easy to come up here in one of the most remarkable places in the world and feel good and eating your food, and, you know, a structure put in by me or whoever to help you feel good. But how do we manage that at home? And that's always a thing. It doesn't matter what background you come from. How can I keep up good habits? And the only way we can do that is in our communities, making sure that all this stuff is going on in our communities. And there's lots of brilliant stuff popping up all over the place. And obviously we need to give a big shout out to Kenny Nielsen from the Polar Bear Club. What an experience that was in terms of power of the mind. You know, there's so many people really, really wanting to help others. And so the mission is well and truly on. And you, obviously, your family, your sister and Stuart, allowing us to utilise this place and this just spectacular energy of this land, the sky. It's helped so many people. I've not done the numbers yet, but you know, we've seen the transformations every single week, sometimes more than once a week. We know what we're doing works. That's the reality. We've had some quite from just people just feeling better to actually having healings, which is probably my biggest takeaway. I didn't really expect with the short spaces of time to see the dramatic changes that we've seen. So I'm super excited, and it was emotional today that it's coming to an end, but we're just even more determined to get this out. And whether it will be in Portree or somewhere else where we can get the big school going, where we can just really start bringing people in from all over the country. People have come to Skye in January and February, so I see absolutely no reason why they wouldn't come at other times. There's something about this island, definitely. And I'm delighted that I'm going to be back 2 weeks in 2 weeks when I come back from India, and we've got the festival to look forward to. So it's a really nice, and by that time you're going to be able to join a lot more things and really get the benefit. Because I did feel for you. I thought I knew you had high hopes for joining into so many things, and it just wasn't to be that way for you. But
it's all right.
Yeah, it was the way
I feel blessed to have met so many amazing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think there's a delay again.
Yeah. And the people that showed up and did the work.
Yeah, no, I feel so lucky to have met so many great people, and I fully anticipate to join in on some of the things that they do.
Yeah,
after this.
Awesome. Okay, Dan, listen, I'll let you go and get on with your holiday and relax and have a great night. And there's 6 of us left here, and we're all going down to the Slig for dinner.
Sorry, the delay's playing havoc again, I think.
I know. But anyway, listen, huge gratitude, my sky son. And I'll see you. Have a brilliant holiday. Recharge your batteries, and I will see you 2 weeks on Thursday or something like that. And a huge love and gratitude to every teacher that came here. I'm not going to start mentioning names because I might leave somebody out. And every single person that shared the product, the photos, the posts, the reels. Went viral.
We'll catch up soon. Have an amazing holiday yourself.
Over 100,000 views on TikTok on that the resets. So that's my claim to fame, and everybody that came here and did the work, because it takes courage to look at yourself. Anyway, that's it. Over and out from us. Huge thanks, guys. Happy Sunday. Ciao.